seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead.
Minute remaining, and they're putting Curry in the pick and roll, trying to get him on Irving. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good! Kyrie Irving from downtown!
We're sending it in, Jerome. That's for damn sure.
Yes, yes, yes. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Taproom Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Jordan Stacks on Stacks Slats. Joined with my guy, Swerving Irving Washington. Unfortunately, Big Ball and Ben Larson is on the disabled list tonight. So he will not be joining us. He's a little under the weather. So we wish Ben a speedy recovery. It's nothing that serious. Well, at least I hope not. But yeah, man, awesome, super wild card weekend, Irving. Awesome, dude. It was better than expected. A lot better than last year's super wild card weekend where we had like a ton of blowouts, right? So I'm very excited to be doing the show. You know, I texted you and Ben last night. I was like, man, after that Chargers game, I was like, bro, I'm already pumped up for tomorrow night. Like, let's go, let's get this going. But man, how are you doing tonight? How are you doing?
Doing good.
I see you got another haircut.
Yeah, I had to go get trimmed up. You know, it's my birthday weekend. Birthday's on Wednesday.
Oh shit, it's your birthday? On
Nah,
Wednesday?
it's Wednesday. It's just I'm celebrating this weekend because next weekend everybody gonna be busy. So
Damn, my birthday's next weekend.
did a couple of things. So
So
just looking forward, just happy, you know, enjoying playoff football, man. There's nothing like it.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, man. We are being brought to you by Tavour. Make sure to go to Tavour.com or download the Tavour app straight to your mobile device and use promo code TAPROOM for $10 off your first purchase of $25 or more. That is craft beer delivered straight to your front door. You don't even have to leave your house. What a beautiful, beautiful concept. If you like beer, if you use that promo code TAPROOM, you basically get 2 free beers on us. So we help you, you help us. We scratch your back, you scratch our back. Make sure to go to Tavour.com, or if you have an iPhone, go to the App Store, download the app. If you have an Android, which I don't even know how to use that. I don't know what the App Store is called on there, but go to that, type in Tavour.
Called Google Play Store.
Google Play Store, there we go, and it's available.
Before I was team iPhone, I had an Android.
Dog shit.
Galaxy S3 was actually the shit.
I don't even know because I had the very first touchscreen, which was an LG phone. That was in 2007. And then 3 months later,
the feature where you could swipe your screen and do the screenshot. It was sweet.
Man, that's pretty clever. Apple needs to come up with some clever shit though, because they don't really do they don't really evolve their iPhone. But anyways, man, awesome show on deck. Obviously, is we have Super Wildcard Weekend, as I already alluded to. You know, common theme coming into this weekend was that, you know, favorites of a touchdown or more were like undefeated in wildcard weekend. Well, that is no longer the case. We had 3 teams who were a touchdown favorite or more. 2 of them did not cover. That's the Bengals and the Buffalo Bills, which we'll get to later. But really, I want to start with the Chargers game. I know the Bengals game just ended, but I think the biggest game of the weekend was that Chargers-Jags game. So I definitely want to talk about that one because that was just an unbelievable game. Because the Chargers...
I was like watching 100-year flood. Or watching, or Alabama fans remember they went up 27-0 on Auburn one year. Actually, with Auburn had Cam Newton.
Yep.
We went up 27-0 or 24-0, whatever it was, and they lost by 1 point on a game-winning touchdown.
College is different though because like there's a lot of big plays, a lot of explosive
you get way
plays.
more possessions, a lot. It's easier. It's way easier to come back down 27 in college than it is in the NFL, let alone the playoffs.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the third biggest.
Oh my God, he's starting already. Here we go.
My classic yawn. I had a long weekend.
Let's go, y'all.
Excuse, but that's the third biggest comeback in playoff history. Crazy.
No, third biggest comeback in NFL history, second biggest in playoff history.
No, remember the coach came down back. They was down 28.
Was it 28?
Yeah, they was down
Okay, so
28 in the
third
AFC
biggest.
Championship against Tom Brady.
That's right.
And
So
then 32 is the Bill.
so I mean, the Chargers closed this game 2.5 point favorites. The total was 46.5. We talked about this game on Thursday on the preview show, and I said, like I just think these two teams are so even that at the end of the day, it's like if I'm gonna take the home team that's getting points and has the better coach, and it kind of played out that way.
Yeah, and that over was lovely. All
Well,
my overs hit. Oh,
except the Bengals over is the only over that didn't hit this week.
no, I thought it was 40.
No, I think it closed 41, and it ended
Damn,
41.
Oh, I thought it closed at 40. 40.5.
Hold on, let me see. Let me see real quick. The total and the Ravens it was 40. You're right. So every over hit to this weekend, every single one so far, which means
tomorrow
the under is gonna hit tomorrow.
and that's the only game. That's the only game I said bet the unders tomorrow.
Well, I mean, to be honest, like I didn't bet any totals this weekend. I would have taken the total in the Niners game only for the simple fact that like I didn't think the Seahawks were gonna score. They put up 17 points. I mean, the Niners almost hit the over by themselves, but I did not think that at any point the Seahawks were going to really be in that game, and they were in the game halfway through, but we'll get to that game in a second. Let's talk Chargers Jaguars. So this game was crazy because first quarter ends, Trevor Lawrence throws 3 interceptions, and the Jaguars are down 17-0, find themselves quickly in a hole. End of the second half, or end of the first half, 27-0, and then the Jaguars get a last minute drive. Not only did Trevor Lawrence throw 4 interceptions in the first half, they also had a muff punt, so 5 total turnovers in the first half. And when they had the muff punt, I was like, I switched the game from my TV to my little screen because I was like, all right, this one's probably over, like whatever. And I put on St. Mary's basketball on the big screen, dude.
It was hooping, right?
Yep. And the Chargers didn't get a touchdown out of that. And I was like, well, the Jags got time, dude. If they get points here, this could get real interesting because we know the Chargers love to charger, dude. Like, they always just historically find ways to lose ball games, right? So the Jaguars get points, and I go on Circa, and I'm like, all right, what's the second half spread? Jags only -3. Okay, we loading up there. We'll take that. The Jaguars come out. They get a stop. Because remember, the Chargers had the ball first, right? They get a stop, and they get a touchdown. And at that point, I was like, all right, Jags are live. We could win this game, Irv. We could win it. And sure enough, dude, Jaguars did everything right. And the Chargers, I mean, Brandon Staley last year, he made a lot of mistakes going for it when he probably shouldn't have. And, he kind of took his foot off the gas this year and kind of played into the hands of the media and the old school football heads that were like, he's too aggressive, he's too analytical. But I think that thought process cost him this game because they had that 4th and 2 or 4th and 3, and they were in Jaguars territory at like the 42-yard line, and he punts the ball instead of going for it. And then Jaguars come down to score the very next drive. And that ultimately cost them the game and the missed kick by Dicker, the kicker. But what was your thoughts on this game? We'll talk about the game, and then we'll talk about kind of the Chargers moving forward.
Yeah, I would just say that, when you have a lead like that, it got to be some type of luck involved for the other team to come back. But I would just, point blank, like you said, that second half, the Jaguars rose to the occasion. We seen Trevor Lawrence becoming the quarterback that we all thought he could become in this league because he threw 4 interceptions in the first half. Any other quarterback probably would have went into a shell, got benched, or just continue to play terrible. Nope, he rallied his troops. He started making plays. He threw what 3 touchdowns in the second half or
Three.
four? Was it 3 or 4?
I think it was 3. Might have been
It
4.
was 3. Oh wait, no, he threw 4 total because he threw 1 in the first half, the end of the first half. Then he threw
Yeah,
3
4 touchdowns. 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions.
4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and he threw 3, and he threw all 4 of those touchdowns after throwing the 4 interceptions. So, he could have easily, some people were calling him a bust. He was overrated. They don't see how he was rated this high, but he with coaching and confidence, your players could reach the level that they're capable of reaching, and we just saw that with Trevor Lawrence. Defense stepped up; they got the stops. Now, I would say you can't even say the Chargers went conservative. It's just the Jaguars just start getting stops.
Well,
And they started
you know what another problem was, or is who were the Chargers missing dearly in that game?
Joey Bosa and
Oh, Joey Bosa played.
oh, he played. Well, shit, I didn't even know. Oh,
Mike
they didn't have
Williams.
Mike Williams.
They had nobody to take the top off, dude.
Oh yeah, so what's the name sat on everything.
They were just sitting on those under. They were just keeping everything in front of them, and then at the end they were basically doing what the Jags were doing in the beginning. They were just jumping all the fucking short routes and shit, intermediate routes, and then they were able to get pressure.
That Mike Williams is a big part of their offense, and then I'm starting to see people on Twitter saying that Justin Herbert is a check down quarterback. He's nowhere near a check down quarterback. He's just a quarterback that's going to take what the defense gives him, and that's all that the Jaguars was giving them the second half.
Not only that, if you're up 20 points, why are you going to take risks? There's no
exactly. So all you have to do is run the ball, get first downs, bleed the clock, maybe score a touchdown or a field goal, and you would have been all right. But they got a field goal in the second half. It's just the Jaguars just came back with a vengeance.
They only got that field goal, though. That's it. They
only
got 3 points.
But comebacks like that don't happen often. But like you said, they were at home. They had, I wouldn't say the better quarterback, but if Lawrence continues to put together, he could be on that level of a Justin Herbert, a Josh Allen.
Yep.
All those quarterbacks. He could be an elite quarterback in his league. Top 5, top 4 quarterback.
He has all the skills.
He has all the skills, and we're starting to see it more and more often. He did make some mistakes. Out of all those interceptions, I would say 2 of them was real bad. The first one to Asante Samuel, that was just a hell of a play. But that's the third one and the fourth one were terrible, especially when I was running that cover 2. You got to know it's going to be somebody out there that's drifting to that side because that's cover 2.
But the first one was double tipped. I mean, that one is just
that wasn't his fault. That was just a hell of a play. So that one and the second one by Asante Samuel was a hell of a play too, because he basically ran the route for the wide receiver. Yep. Now, and some people were complaining about a PI, which it could have been. It would have been real ticky-tack to call a foul there. That was just a hell of a play by Asante Samuel Jr. But as far as that game, you just got to chalk it up as the Jaguars wanted it more. They didn't give up. They persevered. And they seized the moment. They did what they had to do to win that game. Now on the flip side, are the Chargers going to fire Staley?
They have to.
But the only way I fire Brandon Staley is Sean Payton has to call me and tell me that he wants this job.
Sean Payton cannot do that right now.
I know, but I'm just saying if I know they're not gonna the 17th next Tuesday. Well, Tuesday he becomes available to start negotiating with teams and can accept the deal and can do all that. So right now is like a dark period. But the only way I fire Brandon Staley is if Sean Payton calls the owner or the upper management of the Chargers and be like, I want this job, work out the deal. This is where I want to be. Because at the end of the day, Brandon Staley is a damn good coach. He just has some terrible luck. Like this year, they had all those damn injuries. They still made the playoffs. He found a way to get him in. He proved a lot to me by making the playoffs with that many injuries, that much of your top end talent going out. JC Jackson out for the season. Joey Bosa missed 14, 15
basically
games,
missed the whole
something
season.
like that.
Basically,
Mac missed games at some point. Derwin James,
Kenneth Murray missed games.
Kenneth Murray, that's more than half your defense, and those like the top 6-7 players on your defense.
Yep.
And on top of that, your 2 best wide receivers only played in 2-3 games together.
I think 2.
Yeah, so it's a lot went into this season. But if they do fire him, I totally understand it. But the only way I'm firing a Brandon Staley if I got a Sean Payton type coach lined up,
Well,
because that's clearly the type of coach they would need to go to another level.
the only reason why I've been saying that Brandon Staley's gonna lose his job is because if that Chargers job becomes available, that's definitely the best job available. You know, I've been, or how long have I been talking about this? I've been saying it for the whole entire season.
Yeah, since before the season started.
Yeah, because honestly, before even last season ended, I was like, I had this epiphany where the Seahawks were gonna suck this year, and they were gonna move on from Pete Carroll, and then Brandon Staley was gonna lose his job, and Pete Carroll was gonna end up in L.A. coaching the Chargers. Well, the Seahawks were good. Pete Carroll didn't lose his job, but that Chargers job becomes available. Not only are you in play for Brandon Staley, Sean Payton, but you can also probably get Jim Harbaugh. And we know how good Jim Harbaugh is as a coach, right?
That would be a damn good hire too. But we have to see if Jim Harbaugh really serious about leaving Michigan, or he just levering all this NFL attention for more money.
It could be either one, but I think that Chargers job, because you're only as good as your quarterback in the NFL, period. If you don't have a good quarterback, your days are numbered in the league, right? So that job has you have a young franchise quarterback, you have solid pieces on the defense, you have solid pieces on the offense. I mean, everything is there. They just have to stay healthy. And I know a head coach isn't going to change that, but at the end of the day, it's like everything is there for to lure the best coach available. Like no coach. I tweeted out yesterday, as soon as the Chargers lost that game, I said, well, there's chances the Cardinals get Sean Payton. It's over, because he'll definitely take the Chargers job over the Cardinals job. You know what I mean? So I agree with you on Brandon Staley. I thought he made a horrible mistake all season by backtracking on his aggressiveness. Now, last year at times, like, he did cost them games by like going for it on fourth and short in their own territory. But this year he like completely backtracked and he stopped going for it on fourth and short when they had good opportunities. And it cost them a few games. It cost them in this playoff game, to be honest.
Definitely cost them the most important game of the year, which was yesterday's game.
And that's
Instant
why
classic.
Sorry. That's why we always look at these coaching decisions. It's like hindsight's always 20/20, right? And sometimes we like rag on coaches who go for it on fourth and short and don't get it, right? But at the end of the day, that's probably the right decision. Like, it would have been the right decision on Saturday night. If he doesn't get it, I still would have commended him for going for it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's like he kicked a punt which netted 25 yards, dude. You know what I mean? Like, what is you get? Okay, so you got 25 extra yards that you have to cover. Like, it didn't make any sense to me, dude. It's crazy, man. NFL is a wild game, bro.
It is. And it can cost you your job at any moment too.
Any moment.
But honestly, like I said, if it's not Sean Payton or Jim Harbaugh, like you said, I don't see why you would fire Brendan Staley.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think there's because you bring in like a D'Amico Ryans or something, like there's no guarantee. Like, you don't know. It's an unknown, you know what I mean? So
exactly.
I definitely agree with that. Although, I mean, you could bring in a D'Amico Ryans, he could end up being fucking Brian Dable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why it's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen for Denver if we don't get Sean Payton. I want D'Amico Ryans.
Y'all probably gonna end up with like, I don't know, someone.
Oh no, well, y'all gonna end up with Vance Joseph. So enjoy.
No, we're not, dude. Vance Joseph is not getting hired as head coach. He's getting interviewed, but that's because they're gonna interview him.
Yeah, they're doing their Rooney Rule satisfactory thing.
Pretty much. But if they hire D'Amico Ryans, then it don't matter.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice. I think if they hire, it depends on that GM. If they hire that guy from San Francisco, it kind of tells you that D'Amico Ryans is their number one target.
Yep. So I mean, it really all depends. But the thing is like they're interviewing GMs and they're like interviewing head coaches at the same time. So like I don't understand what the fuck the Cardinals are doing. They're basically being the Cardinals. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you usually if you're gonna do that route, you might as well hire the GM first, then look for the coach.
Yeah, like I don't understand, why are you interviewing head coaches and interviewing GMs at the same time? Like, it's mind-boggling. But
yeah, that makes no sense.
Cardinals do mind-boggling things, bro. I'm very used to it. All right, so one thing I want to talk about this the Chargers game too is, I mean, the broadcast, dude, because that was honestly the most talked about thing about this game. The broadcast was so pathetic, dude. Al Michaels and Tony Dungy should never be allowed to call another fucking game again. Al Michaels got to retire, bro.
I wouldn't say Tony Dungy wasn't that bad. It's just Al Michaels is 90 now. So
Bro, Tony Dungy had like no energy, and then he's telling fake stories.
I didn't know he was telling fake stories, but Tony Dungy is Tony Dungy. He's always gonna have that. What's that type of voice that he has? It's not like
It's like monotone. It's
he has like a monotone voice, but he's a legend in the game of football. So I'll never disrespect Tony Dungy, even though
you could be a legend and be bad at that gig.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think calling games is his strong point. I think pregame, postgame, and like sideline is his strong points. Calling games is not his strong point.
Bro, Irv.
I guess they didn't have the people that they usually have, so they had to put something together. Right?
Well, because they had the Saturday night game and they had the Sunday night game. So their Sunday night crew, which is Tirico and Collinsworth, they did the Bengals Ravens game.
Well, they should have just had them do Saturday night, put them on a private jet.
Right, they make enough money, dog.
Exactly, they could have did both of them. Why wouldn't you have your two best announcers doing your two?
Or hire Gus Johnson, dude. Gus Johnson, oh my god, he would have.
Yeah, but they got if they want to get Gus Johnson away from Fox, they got to break the bank.
Nah, you could still like independently contract them, because Al Michaels is under contract with Prime Video with Amazon Prime.
Oh, okay. Well, what is well, man, NBC better stop cutting corners, bro.
I think they only went with Al Michaels because like he used to work for them, you know what I mean? So they were probably like,
doesn't he own like stock in the company? Like he what are those dudes like?
Probably
they work for the network so much that they own some of the network. Is it Al Michaels or is it? I know it's not Joe Buck.
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Al Michaels and Joe Buck own stock in their broadcast.
I mean, like, no, I mean, owns like a percentage of the company. I think it's Al Michaels that owns a percentage of the company.
But he probably owns like a very small percentage, like 0.5%. That's like
he didn't work for them for a long time, bro.
Nah, he has. I mean, dude, he's 90, dog. He's been around a long ass time, bro. But I mean, dude, that broadcast was so fucking terrible, dude, and it was like the best game of the weekend too, and it like ruined it. Yeah. And I've had this great idea, and like I haven't wanted to share it. I've shared it privately, but I think nowadays, like we're a new age, dude. This is a new age of entertainment, a new age of media, a new age of sports, and we keep trying to go with this like old, just tiring route where we get a play-by-play guy and a color guy. But what we need to do is get a play-by-play guy who's completely unbiased, and all he does is commentate the game, play-by-play. And we get two color guys. One guy has money on one side, and the other guy has money on the other side. That is how games should be called, bro. That would be the most entertaining thing of all time. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, that would be fire.
That would be fun. That would be hilarious.
Because the two color guys are going to be completely against each other, but they still got to call. They still got to call the game to the best of their ability fair. But you go like every play that don't go right for them, like damn, this dog shit QB out of here, stuff like that. So even though you won't be able to cuss like that on live TV,
I was gonna say you gotta have an unedited version too, dude.
You won't be able to cuss like that on live TV, but that would definitely be entertaining.
You know, I'm not a big fan of Barstool Sports, but they had the Barstool Sports Bowl in Arizona with Ohio and Wyoming, and they actually broadcasted it themselves. So they had their own guys commentating. So, and they basically had that. They didn't like come out and say like I have money on this team or this team, but they were basically like that, and it was entertaining, dude. And like, you know, that's a company I think is whatever. I don't have any opinion on them, but I thought it was clever, dude, and it worked. It was
they are breaking the mold of the traditional archaic commentating on sports. I'll give them that.
I just don't like that they're like they tend to lean like frat boy. I don't know. Just their demographic isn't very appealing to me, I guess. All right. So one of the things you talked about was coaching, dude, right? Like about Doug Peterson and Brandon Staley. And one common theme I think throughout this weekend was like the better head coaches won the games, or except for the Bengals, dude. Because I don't think Zach Taylor's that great of a coach.
Yeah, I think Zach Taylor's a great play caller, but I don't think he's like a rally the troops kind of guy or like CEO type coach. I think he's just a great offensive coach, and
with a
he
great
lets his,
quarterback.
with a great quarterback, and he lets his defensive coordinator just run that side of the ball.
Who's their defensive coordinator?
I think they hired. Let me see. I don't know if it's
Because he's got to be in line for a head coaching gig, dude. Because
Yeah,
that defense is they always adjust hella well too.
and that defense used to be complete. That defense was complete as Joe Burrow's rookie year. So and it's got way better.
Yep, and they've drafted hella well too.
Lou Arnamoreno, are you Remo? Lou Remo?
Bro, he gotta get in. He has to. Why is nobody talking about him for a head coaching gig, dude?
Yeah, he's a lifer. He started off in college. He's been coaching the NFL since 2012. He started off as a defensive back coach. He was an interim defensive coordinator for Miami in 2015, defensive back coach in 2018 for the Giants, and he's been their DC since 2019.
Damn, dude, he got to get in line for a head coaching job. He's done a tremendous job. But aside from Zach Taylor, I mean, Doug Peterson, who I think is one of the most underrated coaches in the NFL. I think he's a hell of a fucking head football coach. They win. Brian Dable. I mean, dude, that Giants team has no business being as good as they are, dude.
Yeah. That team is all coaching. Like they have some talent, but the coaching and that not just Dabo, but that whole staff elevates all those players' talent levels, puts them in a position to succeed.
Well, their offensive coordinator Kafka's already getting interviews for head coaching jobs.
Exactly, and it's crazy. That's crazy.
That's how good of a job they. What are you drinking? Oh shit! You got another one. I didn't know you were drinking anything. And I didn't even talk about it.
You had a 4-pack. It's the same beer I had last time.
Nice, dude. Hell yeah. And then obviously Pete Carroll's a hella good coach too. Kyle Shanahan's a good coach in his own right. And then what game am I missing? Oh, the Bills, dude. Before we get to the Bills though, let's talk about the Giants game. So Giants close 2.5-point dogs. So this line moved from 3 to 2.5 on the very last day. So a lot of Giants money came in for obvious reasons. You know, people listen to our show. They've been hearing us talk about how fraudulent the Vikings are. They're like, oh shit, we gotta go Giants money line, dude. They're gonna win this game. The total is 47.5. So Giants cover, win outright 31-24. The total goes over 47.5. Once again, Irv, you know, what we said just came to fruition. I mean, Minnesota, just not a good football team, dude. Horrible defensively, dude. Daniel Jones had 70 rushing yards in the first half, dude. They just could not. They had no gap responsibility at all. They were just letting the guy drop back and just fucking run wherever he wanted, dude. But I mean, the game got kind of close at the end because the refs made a horrible fucking for roughing the passer call.
Yeah, that was terrible.
I mean, what do you want the guy to do at that point?
And even if he did glance and accidentally hit his helmet, that wasn't egregious enough to call a fucking personal foul. So
at all, bro. At all. What was your thoughts on that game, though?
It went the way I was expecting it to go. The Vikings been right. They've been on the luck train for a good amount of this season. And I don't care who you are, you're not going to keep winning one-score games, all your one-score games for an entire year. And honestly, this shouldn't even been a one-score game. I will give the Vikings credit; they did get that stop and force that field goal at the end of the second. I mean, at the end of the first half, and then they came out and got another stop, and then they went down and scored. But then that's when the Giants pretty much took over because the Vikings was always get it to 3, and then the Giants would score. Yep. So it just goes to show you that Dabo came up with a great game plan, and if the defense tackled a little better, the game wouldn't have been as close because there was a lot of missed tackles on the Giants side, even though you could say that the Vikings players did make great plays, but primetime Kirk showed up. He Dude can just
4th and 8, and he throws a 3-yard out.
yeah, like dude can like show you some flashes, can make some plays, but when it comes down to crunch time in a prime time game, he cannot get it done for some reason, and it's nothing you can do about it. And I think they're tied to him for 2 more years. So
4 and 24 now in primetime games for Kirk Cousins.
yeah, that's horrible.
You
If
know,
he wasn't such a good to decent regular season quarterback, he would have been got xed out or had just been replaced. But I think that's the only thing holding the Vikings back. That and they got to get a lot more talent on defense. That defense got to get way better because Daniel Jones shredded them today. He actually set an NFL record today.
Yeah, 300 pass yards. He's the only player in NFL history with 300 pass yards, 2 passing TDs, and 70 plus rushing yards. Only player
and a rushing touchdown.
Only player in NFL history. You know, I've been saying all year I was gonna bet against the Vikings come playoff time. They just so happened to face the other team I wanted to bet against in the playoffs. But you know what? I put my money where my mouth was, and I bet against the Vikings. It was one of my best bets. Your boy, I think, was the only one to go 2-0 on the show this week. Oh no, Irv, you went 2-0 too. You had Giants minus 9.5, Giants +3. Ben went 0-2. He had Cincy minus 9.5, Buffalo minus 13.5, and then I had Jacksonville +2.5, Giants +3. So we did pretty well, man. We did all right. But I put my money where my mouth was, and the Giants won outright, dude. And I said on the pod, I was like, dude, the Giants are gonna win this game. Like, the Vikings aren't a good team. They shouldn't be in the playoffs. They're like a 7 to 9 win team at best. So, you know, I said it, I did it, and here we are.
And that's what happened.
My thing going forward for the Vikings, dude, is like, okay, they went 11-0 in 1-score games this year. That shit is going to regress to the mean next year. So what is next year going to look like? Because they're going to have a much harder schedule next year because they're going to be playing a first-place schedule next year. So what is you were talking about next year as like they got to get all this talent? Like, dude, what does next year actually look like for the Vikings? Because the Lions are going to be better, dude.
Yeah, the Lions are going to be better, and I think the Bears are going to be better too because they got plenty of draft picks and they got a lot of money to spend in free agency. So
they have too much money to spend in free agency.
Yeah, so if they spend it right, they could definitely be in the hunt too because a lot of their games wasn't blowouts either. So it's not like they're just a complete dog shit. So the thing with the Vikings is the offense can score points. It's just that defense got to be able to stop people more consistently because a lot of those 1-score games was in the high 20s, the high 30s. So that means that defense was just Swiss cheese. They defensive coordinator is definitely getting fired. He's not coming back for sure. I would have to look at their injuries and see if they had like a bunch of injuries on defense. I think they got to make a decision with Pat Pete. I don't know if he's still under contract.
I mean, he shouldn't play. He's probably gonna retire, dog. He got burnt all game.
Yeah, so they gotta probably have a decision to make with him. I know he's probably not ready to retire. Honestly, they should entertain moving him to safety. I think he could prolong his career by moving to safety.
Yeah, kind of like Charles Woodson.
Charles Woodson did, and Rob Woodson. That's usually what the great corners do to prolong their career. They move to safety. I don't know, man, because it's not like the team. They could improve the O-line is a little. They probably could use a guard, but as far as their offense, they got 2 good running backs. They got a stable of good wide receivers. They traded for Hawkinson, so they set at the tight end position. They just got to focus on defense, man, because I don't think they're going to get another quarterback anytime soon, unless they just find a steal in the draft, which this is a deep quarterback draft, but you probably would have to trade up to the top of the second, bottom second to get one of those real good guys because we already know it's probably going to be 3 or 4 guys drafted in the first round, but there's still going to be talent behind them too. So it just depends on what their GM wants to attack this offseason. But honestly, if the opportunity presents itself to get a different quarterback, they need to take it because they've reached their
plateau.
Their plateau with Kirk Cousins, and that was the blowout against the Eagles in the NFC Championship game when they could have hosted the Super Bowl at home.
Yep.
Wasn't he the quarterback when they lost that game too? I think so. They got blew out, but
no, that was what's his face?
No, that was Case Keenum.
Case Keenum.
Because their Cousins
But
was hurt, right?
I think the Vikings are in this conundrum, dude, where they're like, the hardest thing to get is a quarterback, dude. You know what I mean? And like their defense isn't elite enough to make up for average quarterback play. And they have like Kirk Cousins is like, he's a good starter, dude. Like if I had an elite defense like the Niners, I would love to have a Kirk Cousins on my team. You know what I mean? Like I think that's a good player for them. However, the Vikings aren't that. And they weren't good at rushing the ball this year. They were 30th in rushing. So, you know, Dalvin Cook may be washed. He led the league in negative rushing attempts. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and I think they're still paying him big money too. So he might get cut at the end of the year too this year.
And he shows like flashes of like still being that guy, but then
he's just a home run hitter. He's not a consistent running back anymore. With him as boom or bust when he runs the ball.
Exactly, dude. So I think they're further away than their record to this predicament where, you know, they could look at it and be like, okay, well, we were a 13-win team last year. Where do we need to improve? Okay, we can improve in our secondary. We can improve on our offensive line. We can make some adjustments. But ultimately, I think they're going to be this team that is like good, but they're never great. You know, and I don't see them getting over the hump. And then next year they're going to have a second half or a first place schedule, because remember the year before those 1-score games went against them, they were like the worst team in 1-score games, and that's what happens, dude. Is like it's hard to sustain that success in 1-score games. So
yeah, especially over a course of a whole year. Now, okay, Dalvin Cook, they do have a potential at a 3-year out, and they'll have $6.2 million in dead cap if they cut him this offseason.
I mean, 6.2 is not that bad, dude.
It's not.
But at the same time, it's like, okay, you cut him, and then what? What's your next option? You don't have anyone to replace him.
Well, Madison is a pretty good running back.
Oh, you mean Cook? Sorry, I thought you were talking about Cousins.
Cousins, no, I think Cousins is gonna be his deal way bigger than that.
Yeah.
Kirk, let's see. He has. It was a 1-year deal. Well, it wasn't. They signed him to a 1-year extension on top of the 3-year deal that he had. So
probably just gave him more guaranteed money so they could cut him
Yeah, so basically his signing and his roster bonus comes out to $26 million, and his base salary is $10 million.
No,
so
I mean,
he's getting
bad,
36.
Dude.
He's getting $36 million next year.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, and if they cut him, the dead cap would be $48.7 million.
Woo! So they tied to him.
Yeah, they're tied to him till next year will be pretty much his last year, because after that, his base salary goes down to it's just basically a signing bonus of $6.2 million for the next 2 years.
So they can cut him with no.
Yeah, they could cut him with no cap, with no dead cap. But he does have a full no trade clause.
I mean, I don't know who's gonna trade for him, or at least give you anything worth the while to trade for him. If I'm the Vikings, dude, I just go into next year and, you know, as a upper management, I'm hoping I lose as many games as possible.
Yeah.
So I could draft a Caleb Williams.
So basically, his last year is with them is next year, and for his career total, he's gonna make $231 million.
I mean, if they hit in the draft, dude, I mean, anything's possible, but hitting in the draft isn't as easy as it sounds. Like, you know, the Seahawks this year were like the first team in the NFL history that had like 4 guys start basically all year that they drafted.
Yeah, but if you want to live off that, then good luck.
Yeah. I mean, well, you would rather draft guys that play well than sign free agents, because free agents cost more money.
Yeah, they cost way more, and draft picks are cheaper, which is right, but I don't know. That's going to be tough, but let's run down these quarterbacks. If they can get one of these top 10 QBs, I think they'll be all right. Now, if I was them, I would trade up to early second round and get Jake Haener. Because if they did that, then that would solve a lot of their problems.
Yeah. I think Jake Hayner's got better arm talent than Kirk Cousins too.
Man, he has better arm talent than a lot of QBs in the NFL.
It's just he's small, dude, and they're gonna
He's
hold
only
that against
6.
him.
Yeah, I think he's only 6 feet 6'1". So, and they definitely gonna hold that against him. But whoever gets him, they probably get the sleeper of the entire draft.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with that. Although I think it'll be interesting because if Jake Hayner throws in the combine, Irv, I think it'll open eyes, and I think he's gonna have to because I don't know how many people are gonna go to Fresno to watch his fucking pro day.
Hopefully they do. The shit. They went out to Fresno to scout Derek Carr and his sorry ass brother. They definitely need to line up and go out to Central California and watch your boy Jake Hayner throw. Wait, didn't his brother go to Fresno State too?
Yeah, they both did.
Yeah, so yeah, if they lined up for them two bums, they definitely better line up for my boy Jake Hayner.
And dude, I mean, if you watch Fresno State, and this is the thing, dude, is like how many NFL scouts actually watched Fresno State this year?
I don't know. Only the good ones would have watched him. And on top of that, you got to realize who he's being coached by.
Yep, Jeff Tedford.
Jed Tedford is coached some damn good quarterbacks.
And Kalen DeBoer.
Even going back to his days as a OC in the before he was at Cal. That dude's coached some real good quarterbacks. But
and he had Kellen DeBoer the year before.
Yeah, and he turned. Well, Michael Penny's gonna be a first round pick whenever he do go into the draft. Everybody thought he was gonna go this
Stop
year.
it, dog. He ain't gonna be no first round pick.
I think he is.
Bro, he's like 30 years old.
But I'm just saying, no, wait, damn, I haven't looked at his age, but if
he's about to be a seventh year senior, dog.
Bro, if he have another season like he did last year, bro, somebody's gonna take him in the first round.
Nah, dog. There's no fucking chance.
Let's look at his age.
Bro, if you watch Washington play, dude, he's throwing to like wide open guys.
But it's not. He only 22.
Damn, he's only 22. This is about to be his like 6th year of fucking college, bro.
Yeah, he was born May 8th, 2000. Damn, I was 10 years old. He was born.
So he's gonna be 23. Hold on, May 8th. So he's gonna be 23
yeah,
this
he's gonna
year.
be 23.
So he'll be 24 when he gets drafted, though, because the draft is in May.
Damn. Well, it's not too bad. 24. He only lived to see.
Bro, Joe Burrow's not even 24 right now.
Nah, Joe Burrow got to be 24.
He's like 24, 25 right now.
At least we ain't dealing with a Stetson Bennett type. Joe Burrow's 26. Oh, shit, he got the same birthday as my dad. December 10th.
Lamar Jackson's only like 24.
No, he's 26. Pat Mahomes is the oldest. He's 27. Justin Herbert's 24.
Jesus
Trevor Lawrence is 23. Tom Brady's 45.
T-Law 23, dog. Bro, he's younger than Stetson Bennett.
Yeah, he is. By a mile.
Oh, that's crazy, bro. Stetson Bennett, bro, I'm already preparing myself for that kid to get drafted in like the 6th or 7th round, dog.
Well, good luck to whoever draft. How good he's gonna be holding the clipboard. He's gonna run your scout team.
Yep.
He's damn good at running your scout team.
He's gonna be a fucking Colt McCoy, dog.
So that's cool. Because
I don't even think he's as good as Colt McCoy though.
He's not. It's just, he was on the perfect offense.
Did you see that? Did you see that tweet? Where he's throwing to that wide open receiver in the national championship. And they said, "How many NFL quarterbacks can make this throw?"
Every one of them with their eyes.
Not only that, every backup, every scout team quarterback,
every practice squad quarterback, every one of them.
Oh my god, dude! Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting draft this year, man. We'll definitely be talking about the draft as we get closer to it because there's a lot of money to be made on the draft.
Drafting got Anthony Richardson as the 3rd-rated draft prospect.
Bro, hella mock drafts have him as the 3rd best quarterback, dude. That kid's
this is criminal. Look at the quarterbacks they got ranked over Jake Hayner. Anthony Richardson. Hendon Hooker, I can agree with that. Cam Ward. Ain't he coming back to school?
I don't know, but he's definitely not better than Jacob Hayner.
Yeah, they got him. Will Levi, Will Levis, Jaron Hall. Dorian Thompson Robinson.
Jaron Hall's not better than him. Dorian Thompson Robinson is not better than him.
Clayton Tooney from Houston.
Tooney definitely not better than him.
Bo Nix.
Nope.
Tanner McKee, Grayson McCall, Sam Hartman.
Well, Grayson McCall's going. He's going back to school.
Yeah, I don't think they updated this list, but this list they got our boy at 20.
No fucking way, dog.
They got some dude named Lindsey Scott Jr. rated over Jake Hayner from Incarnate Word.
Dog, I'm telling. Hey, if any NFL scouts are listening right now, go peep Jake Hayner. All right, and I should be hired on an NFL scout team because, dude, we spotted Jake Hayner years ago. We said this kid is fucking legit. I also said about Carson Strong though.
Oh, he didn't get a shot.
Yeah, he hasn't gotten a shot yet.
We seen what what's the name. I was high on what's the name. You see what he did. I don't know how he only started one game. Man, Ron Rivera deserves to be fired. Sam Howell started one game this year.
I don't know how Ron Rivera didn't get fired. Makes
That's
no fucking
crazy.
sense.
And he was just a healthy scratch the whole year. And he came out in one game and looked better than all your quarterbacks did at any point of the season.
Dude, coaching malpractice, bro.
That's crazy.
But that's what happens when you trade for a guy like Carson Wentz. And Carson Wentz he'll never play another meaningful down in the NFL league.
Yeah, his NFL career is. So this list right here is horrible too. This list got Stetson Bennett over Jake Hayner.
No fucking way. Who made that list?
NFLDraftBuzz.com.
NFL Draft Buzz need to
they
need to come
Jake
on this
Hayner
pod and debate us, dog.
They got Jake Hayner as the number 11th quarterback. They got Little Tua. Their top 10 is Bryce Young, Will Levis, CJ Stroud.
Bro, Tualia is not or I don't know how to say his name, but he's not as good as Jake Hayner, dog.
They got they basically Anthony Richardson, Jaron Hall, Cameron Ward.
Bro, Jaron Hall can't throw the fucking ball.
And Tagovailoa all ranked over Jake Hayner.
No fucking way, dog.
They got Tanner McKee as in a top 5.
There's no fucking chance. That's fucking crazy, dog. Reach out to them. Tell them to come on our podcast, dog. Do they have a Twitter?
Let me see.
I will gladly have them come on and we can discuss this top list of quarterbacks that they have, man. That's fucking crazy.
They got Stetson Bennett top 10. Yeah, they got a Twitter. NFL Draft Buzz, 82 followers, 470. Wait, I don't know if this really them though.
NFL Draft Buzz. Oh, I see you right here. Know everything about the NFL draft, past, present. Damn, I haven't made a fucking post in a minute. And if they don't have a Twitter, they're not legit.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Some of these lists are baffling to me. I can't believe this one had. There were other lists had what's the name at 18.
Who? Hayner?
Had Hayner at 18.
18th best quarterback.
Yeah.
These people need to be fired.
NFL Draft Wire. USA Up Under USA Today. Got him the 18th or 19th ranked QB.
Oh my god.
Sleeper of the draft.
Yep. No, I agree, dude. I think he's gonna be at the very least, he's gonna be a great career backup like Colt McCoy.
Who? Jake Hayner?
Yeah, at the very least. Because his size is a hindrance to him because he is small.
Yeah, but his arm and his playmaking ability.
Yeah, he has an incredible arm talent.
And his athleticism make up for all that.
One thing about his athleticism and shit, though, like you do have to keep in mind is the competition he's playing, right?
That too, and he gets hurt too.
He gets hurt very often, but I mean, even the Mountain West. I mean, the Mountain West isn't bad.
Yeah, the Mountain West got athletes. It's just, man, as good as he was in the Mountain West, and ain't no convince me otherwise that he can't be a good NFL QB.
Yeah, no, I think he could definitely play quarterback. I mean, look at the quarterbacks we have right now, dude. You know what I mean? Like in the league, right?
He's better than Taylor Heineke. He's better than What's that dude that was playing for the Colts that went to Texas? We're back. That
Ellinger,
yeah, the one Sammy
definitely
said is
better
a
than Ellinger.
franchise
Definitely
QB.
better than Mitch White, Mike White.
Yeah, he's better than Wilson.
Yep, I would take him over Mac Jones too.
I'll take him over Ripien or Denver's backup. I'll take him in Denver in a heartbeat.
Yeah, he's probably better than Russell Wilson too.
He could be if Russell don't get his shit together. I'll take him. I'll take him over Derek Carr. That dude's a bum. I still can't believe Raider fans actually thought that dude was a top 10 QB.
I would take him on the Titans.
Yeah, I'll take him on the Titans because Tannehill looks like he's through.
Texans,
they need a quarterback because they definitely moving on from Davis Mills, but they got
Saints.
The number one. They definitely picking a quarterback.
Saints.
Carolina need a quarterback. Saints need a quarterback.
I like Desmond Ritter, so I don't want to give up on Ritter yet.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say the Falcons. I would see what he got before I even entertain the fact of drafting a QB.
Yeah, because they need so many other fucking pieces, dude. Like they might as well just take the best player available. Don't reach for a quarterback. Commanders, obviously we said them. I mean, I wouldn't take him over Daniel Jones at this point because Daniel Jones has showed me a lot this year. But to be honest, that might be a lot of Brian Dable. So who knows, dude? You put a Jake Hayner in Brian Dable's system. You know, obviously, Hayner's not the athlete Daniel Jones is, but Hayner definitely got a better arm than Daniel Jones, without a doubt. Honestly, Irv, you know who might be hella good for that Giants system is fucking Hendon Hooker.
No, Hendon Hooker, Will Levis, C.J. Stroud.
Oh, dude, Will Levis, actually, that might be the perfect landing spot for Will Levis.
Yeah, but I don't know if he gonna fall. Somebody gonna fall in love with him. Either trade up for him. I don't think he gonna fall to the Giants. But if Hendon Hooker goes to the Giants, that'll be nice.
Yeah, I don't think Hendon Hooker is gonna go till the second or third round.
Yeah, I know because he tore his ACL, so that might make him slip. But he's definitely a first round talent.
No,
if I had to rank QBs, he'll be he'll probably be my third or fourth best QB because I like him more than Will Levis. Levis will probably be 5 minimum. Probably, yeah, he would probably be my 5th if I really had.
I like Hendon Hooker, but I would go as of right now. I would go C.J. Stroud number 1, Bryce Young number 2. And I know I differ from a lot of people, but I just think C.J. Stroud is athletic, and I think he's a much better accurate passer than Bryce Young. And then third, I would go Will Levis. Fourth, I would go Jacob Hayner. Fifth, I would go Hendon Hooker. Sixth, Anthony Richardson.
Anthony Richardson is.
Yeah, I mean, like the thing is like the ceiling is like
sky's the limit. Dude. It's all projection with him.
You just don't know what you're gonna get, dude. I mean, you could get a guy that like never learns how to throw the ball, like Terrell Pryor, like Brian said, you know. He literally could be the next Terrell Pryor, where like he never figures out how to throw the fucking ball or accurately pass, but he's just an incredible athlete and he's huge. All right, let's take a break real fast, because I gotta get another drink, and then we'll come back. We'll talk the rest of the games and we'll preview Monday Night Football. Cool?
Yes, sir.
All right, quick 1 minute break. We will be right back. All right, we back. We back. We got way off track there because we started talking about quarterbacks, but it's okay. That's what we do. So before we get into Monday Night Football, or let's talk about the Bills Miami Dolphins, because I want to ask you, the Bills closed this game basically 2 touchdown favorites. And this game was really close, basically all game, 34-31. And Josh Allen, obviously not very sharp. 2 interceptions. He also had a fumble that got recovered for a touchdown. At this point, are we a little concerned about the Bills? Are they as dominant as we once thought they were?
They're not as dominant as we thought they were, but they just got to be more consistent on the defensive side of the ball. They can't put all that pressure on their offense to be perfect all the time because we see how that works out with the Chiefs. And it's going to caught up to the Chiefs pretty much 2 years in a row. Once in the Super Bowl, and then secondly in the last year in the AFC Championship game. I think that defense has to step up and play more consistent because it's no way in hell that the Dolphins should have scored 31 points today. Besides those 2 interceptions, I give them because they was in a plus territory, so they got easy points off that. So they had no business scoring 31 points today, plain and simple, especially with third string QB.
Yeah, and Jalen Waddle had a huge drop. He basically would have walked in for a touchdown if he didn't drop it. I mean, this game could have gone the other way very easily.
Easily.
So, I mean, this might be a wake up call for the Bills, though. To be honest,
yeah. And I hope Kyrie Elam is not really hurt because if he is, that's a huge blow to that defense. Because without him, I don't think they win this game today.
Yeah, and they're already banged up in their secondary already. You know what I mean? So that's a huge loss. Good thing for the Bills though is that they'll get who do they play next week? They play they're gonna get Cincy, dude. And the Chiefs are gonna get the Jags, which is the benefit of being the number 1 seed. Do we have any lines out for next week yet?
Not yet. Let me see. I know ESPN sometimes they post them the night of. I think they're gonna wait because it's a Monday night game.
Because we have a game. Oh, hold on.
Oh wait, no, they got lines out already.
Yeah, we got it. 9.
KC is -8.5. Oh, I love Jags plus 8.5 that game.
Yep.
The Eagles are a touchdown favorite, and the Buffalo is open as a 4.5 favorite on
at home.
At home against the -4.5 at home against the Bengals.
Damn, Dario, I kind of like the Bills in that spot, but 4.5's a lot. Don't know if I'm willing to lay it, but I did not like what I saw from the Bengals tonight, dude.
Me neither. And they're gonna be facing a way better offensive team. And both these teams on long ass winning streaks too.
Yep. That's gonna be a tough game, bro.
The over under is they haven't posted that. They just got the line out. No, the over under is 50.
On the Buffalo game?
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna go under. We gotta wait on that game though, because we gotta wait for weather because it's in Buffalo.
Yeah, it's in Buffalo, so I will wait on the weather.
We might get fucking, for all we know, we might get a fucking blizzard.
Snow it out. Might have to move it to Detroit.
Nah, there's no way they're gonna move a playoff game, dog. They'll say you guys could play it tomorrow.
There's been some crazy weather in the U.S. lately.
Oh yeah, definitely, dog. I mean, that's life though. So I mean, basically the last 2 games we have to talk about: Miami, Buffalo, and Cincy, Baltimore. I don't really want to talk about the Niners Seahawks game because we all thought the Niners were a much better team. Brock Purdy did show some signs of being a rookie, though. I will say that. So it's going to be interesting going forward, especially because they're going to be facing the winner of the Cowboys-Bucks game. And I told you, bro, I just, for some reason, dog, I just see Tampa going to the Super Bowl, dog.
Tampa is not going to the Super Bowl.
I'm bracing myself, though. I'm bracing myself to accept it.
They'll beat the Cowboys. But if they got to play whoever wins this game plays the Niners, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. After the way the Niners did them in the regular season.
Hold on, do we have a line out for Eagles Giants?
Yeah, -7.
Only 7,
Eagles
dog.
are a touchdown favorite.
Damn, if Hurts isn't healthy, dog, the Giants might have they might be a live dog here to win.
I would take the Giants +7, depending on the health. Because even when they played each other in the regular season and the last game, it was close. No, one game was a blowout.
One game was a blowout. But the
But
last game, I mean, the Giants had all backups, dude, and the Eagles were playing starters, and they still almost they still were in the game.
They covered for sure.
I actually just bet Giants +7. That's the first bet I've made on the next round.
Yeah, because I like the way the Giants played today. They look good.
And I also like Jags +8.5 because the Chiefs love to play down to their competition, dude.
Yeah, that's too big of a spread for the Chiefs, especially in the playoffs.
Although it is sensei versus student and Andy Reid versus Doug Peterson.
Yeah, but Andy Reid, I don't know if he dominates his assistants like Bill Belichick does.
Yeah, it's definitely not the same. Definitely not the same. Damn, we got some movement in the Bucks game. The Bucks line has gone back up to 3.
I mean, some money came in on the cow on them boys.
Although it is 3 juiced. So if you take +3, you're basically laying $1.20. If you take the -3, you're only laying $1 plus $1 plus money. Let's see here. Yeah, let's talk about that game, Irv. Let's talk about the Bucks and Cowboys tomorrow. So we discussed this a little bit on our Thursday show. The line was 2.5 when we talked about this. It's still 2.5 basically everywhere. So I see it at circa at 3, but like I said, it's juiced to the 3. So if you're laying the 3, you're laying $1.20. Or if you're taking the 3, I'm sorry, you're laying $1.20. So you're paying some juice on taking the 3 points for Tampa. What do you think about this game here?
This game is going to be whatever offense is more consistent and shows up, because we both know both of these defenses. The Buccaneers have a good defense. The Cowboys have an elite defense, depending on how they play in the secondary on that given game and how they defend the run. I think that's their only 2 weaknesses. So, and then we don't know, man. Micah Parsons got to show us something, because a lot of people said he went ghost the last month of the season.
He has, bro. We talked about he only has like 3 sacks in the last fucking month and a half.
But I would think that's more towards the defense's game planning against him than it is him not showing up. But if he has the ability to take over a football game, he's a top 2 or 3 defensive player in his league now. He commands that type of attention and respect. If he shows up and turns into like a playoff Von Miller, because that's who he reminds a lot of people of, then the Cowboys can win this game. But if Dak throws a pick 6 or have multiple turnovers this game, it's a wrap.
You said if Dak got multiple, I mean, I think if either quarterback, well,
it's crazy. Brady hasn't been turning the ball over like that, though. They just struggle scoring points.
Yeah, because they struggle to run the ball. But the one thing is that the Cowboys aren't good at stopping the run. So
that's true too.
I think that's the biggest difference, because one thing I do know is that Todd Bowles, come playoff time,
yeah, he takes his defense to another level.
He's different, dog. He's in a game plan against stopping that run for the Cowboys, and he's gonna make Dak beat him on the back end, right? And the Bucks are getting more healthy now. The Bucks are a lot more healthy than they've been all year. I think I
think they're getting Vita Vea back for this game too.
Yep, they're getting basically everybody back, so it's gonna be huge for them. So with that being said, I love Bucks. I bet Bucks +3.
Yeah, I would lean. I don't know. I wouldn't pick against Brady in the playoffs unless I know he's just playing a better opponent, hands down. And I don't think Dallas is that much better than the Buccaneers. So then you got to lean who has the better QB, and it's definitely Tom Brady. So, and they're at home too. So,
yep, I think that's huge, dude. Similar. Yeah. This game, in my opinion, is very similar to Jacksonville versus the Chargers, where I think both these teams are pretty similar. I think statistically over the course of the season, I think Dallas's defense has been better. But I mean, they've been 23rd DVOA the last 8 weeks on defense. So I mean, they've been below average defensively. And I think because of that, and their secondary's been fucking terrible, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And that's obviously what the Bucks like to do. They like to throw the fucking rock. I think this could be. I mean, give me the points with the home team, dude. I don't think the road team should be laying points here.
Yeah, give me the Bucks too.
Give me the Bucks. Give me the Bucks.
Let's go, y'all.
All right, let's get some best bets for tomorrow. Or what do we like for tomorrow? Martin Luther King Jr. Day, by the way.
Best bet for me will be I'm gonna go NBA. Give me the
Lakers
don't
might
have a line out, but give me the Lakers versus the Rockets. The money line.
Dude, the Lakers are gonna be like -6 favorites, dude. At least.
Well, damn.
Money line's gonna be like -400. You really want to lay that kind of juice?
No, I got a best bet. The under for the football game tomorrow. Under 45 and a half.
Under 45 and a half. TB Dallas. All right. So my two best bets is I'm going Tampa Bay +3, and I'm going Minnesota Timberwolves -2.5 versus the Jazz at home. Jazz are not a good road team, so I like that one there. Matter of fact, Utah, against the spread 13-11 on the road, but give me Minnesota there, dude. I think -2.5. I'm basically taking the winner there, so I like it. Give me Minnesota -2.5 on the road, and give me and Lauri Markkanen probably not gonna play. Also, so I like that even better. So Minnesota -2.5, Tampa Bay +3. So everyone from Minnesota, you could say, it's not that I don't like your city, bro. I love Minnesota. All right, I'm a big Atmosphere fan. Atmosphere is from Minnesota. I love Minnesota. It's just the Vikings are hella fraudulent. They were all year. We said they were. Here they are. Fraudulent as all can be. Eliminated. First round against the fucking Giants, dude. Daniel Jones booted you out of the playoffs, dog.
Danny Dimes.
But thank y'all for joining us. Sorry we went off on like a long quarterback draft tangent, but hopefully y'all got some good information on that. We're going to be talking a lot of NFL draft coming up because there is a lot of money to be made on the NFL draft. So if you keep your ears to those streets and understand where guys are being projected to, you can make a lot of money on over-unders, where guys are going to be getting bet to. We had a lot of weird shit happen last year in the NFL draft, so I'm curious to see how many books are actually going to take action this year. But we appreciate y'all for joining us as always. We'll be back on Tuesday to talk about the second round, divisional round of the NFL playoffs. Enjoy Monday night, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Shout out to Martin Luther King Jr. Enjoy all the NBA tomorrow. There's gonna be a ton of it. I think every team is playing Irv, if I'm not mistaken, or almost every team. So everybody enjoy that. For Swerving Irv in Washington, I'm Jordan Stacks on Stacks on Stacks Lats. We'll catch y'all later. Have a blessed Monday. Peace.